I almost fell asleep while playing Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. I started to snooze on my sofa, so I told myself that the gamepad was dying anyway, and I literally went to my room to take a nap instead of playing. To its credit, Amiibo Festival can be very relaxing in a uniquely Animal Crossing way, but it often feels like there's nothing happening. Amiibo Festival's charm and wit make up for it somewhat, but both its main board game and its minigames are simplistic and its Amiibo integration clunky. It's at its best when played with friends. Otherwise, it's slow and sleepy. Amiibo Festival's core attraction is a simple board game set in a typical Animal Crossing town. You have to get the most happy points to win, a sweet, adorable incentive to move around the board. However, it's slow-paced and there's nothing terribly competitive about it. Simple isn't bad necessarily, but there's not enough to make me want to come back to it over and over again. Although there's not much going on gameplay-wise, Amiibo Festival's main attraction is filled with cute little details. My favorite are the scenarios that pop up whenever you land on a non-event space, like watching shooting stars or talking to a friend, that result in you either losing or gaining happy points or bells. Nearly every single one of the scenarios is charming, and I even paid attention to the NPCs' turns to see what would pop up. The board game does integrate Animal Crossing's turnip trade, the stock market, very well. Buying low and trying, mostly through luck, to sell high made me feel like I was affecting my chances instead of being at the mercy of a die roll. It's a gamble, and I sold all my turnips more than once for a modest profit only to land, to my dismay, on a space with a way better price on the very next turn. Even with the stock market, however, I still felt like I was barely doing anything besides tapping my amiibo on the gamepad and pressing A. 2 or 3 of Amiibo Festival's 8 minigames are strong, and even though they're not terribly complex, I still enjoyed them. My favorites, the Quiz Show, Mystery Campers, and Island Escape, are all games my much younger self would have absolutely loved, and I found that endearing. Unfortunately, there's not enough depth to them to keep my interest for too long. The Quiz Show is the one standout. I've played well over 1,000 hours of Animal Crossing over all the games, and I still found some of the quiz questions difficult. A lot of them require specific knowledge, like who in real life made a painting that's featured in the games, and my roommate beat me once with a combination of art history knowledge and lucky guesses. Sadly, most of Amiibo Festival's minigames use amiibo cards, 3 of which are included, in frustrating ways. One hybrid of rock, paper, scissors, and whack-a-mole required a lot of switching between amiibo cards, and it's horribly clunky and not very fun. Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival is undoubtedly charming, using the world and little details of Animal Crossing to their fullest. However, there's not enough to it to keep me coming back. The amiibo integration is cumbersome and hard to play with, and interesting ideas like the use of the stock market are limited by a slow pace. It's delightful enough to make me smile, but it's still a bit of a snooze fest. For more on everything Animal Crossing, stick with IGN.